right, so I'm here with Matt, and you're the trainer here at
Ground
Humans,
trainer, yeah, I train them on the ground.
Humans Without Horses.
Horses Without Humans.
Rescue.
Yes.
And you called me because you have a horse named Storm here.
Yes.
13 years old.
Coming 14, yep.
And having trouble, especially with the hind feet, but not able to get her feet trimmed yet and that sort of thing.
Not at all. I know that she was, the last time she was, tried to get her feet trimmed, the farrier came and actually hit her twice with sedation, and that didn't work, and he ended up getting struck by her. And so her feet have been left alone ever since.
But you haven't really tried to push it much more than kind of going slow with her?
Just slow, and the best I can get on each of her front feet is about 10 seconds up. And her right, she's more comfortable holding that up for me.
And then what happens?
Then she gets tired of it and just wants to pull away.
Okay.
So I started out 1 second, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 8 seconds. I got to 10 seconds. I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere here. So that's why I called. We just need help for her. She's in rough shape.
Sounds good. Well, I'll have you halter her up and just kind of show me some of the little bit of the routine that you do with her, and we'll go from there.
So that's like her hangout over there.
And have you done quite a bit of other groundwork with her besides focusing on the feet, or has that been the primary focus?
Walk, trot, canter, get her to move that way, both directions. Having her cross over her hind end, doing some desensitizing with a flag and whatnot. Just rubbing her all over, just getting her, try to get her comfortable with me on her right side because she's not very comfortable over there. Taking her to different areas so she gets more acclimated to seeing different things, different people, different situations.
And why are you guys still leaving the purple halter on her?
No one else can catch her, so and if I'm not here and she needs to be caught for some reason.
Okay, so somebody else can catch her if she's got that halter on, but not.
I guess that's the theory. I'm not sure it's been put to the test yet, but you can see she's nervous with you guys here already.
Yep.
Walk.
Yeah, I can see those front feet are pretty long.
Yeah, and they're starting to split now too.
And how long are your training sessions with her usually?
Anywhere from 15 minutes to 45, depending.
Okay.
And she seems to be really tight, so recently I've just been trying to get her to flex a little bit.
Yep.
You know, because she doesn't do well with steady pressure.
What I want you to start doing is playing with her feet. So just kind of rub her legs. Show me kind of where you're at with that. We're just touching her legs.
So her go-to move is as soon as I go to her legs and want to pick them up, she wants to go backwards. So I don't know if you saw me on the video, kind of.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'll have you stop there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the pattern.
Okay.
So she's backing up and you try to take whatever the horse is doing and make that uncomfortable in order to release her to what you'd like to be doing, which is picking up her foot.
Okay.
Okay, so she's trying to back up, so we're gonna make backing up uncomfortable.
Okay.
So you're gonna reach for her leg, and then when she takes a pretty deliberate step backwards with it, you're gonna just kind of release that. So don't be in a hurry about this. But just kind of release that position, be out in front of her, and then you're gonna back her up with a little bit of intensity.
Okay.
Not like real bad, but just enough so that it's a little bit uncomfortable. And she goes, I didn't really like you backing me up that way.
Okay.
Okay. And then get yourself back by her shoulder and start at the top of her shoulder and work your way down the leg again, slowly.
Okay.
And so the idea is that we're gonna show her, she thinks this is gonna be uncomfortable, we're gonna show her that's actually where the relief is.
Okay.
And loose lead rope. If she wants to back up, you want her to have full leeway to back up. Now just hold it until she takes it away. So you don't want to grip her leg at all, but if she really commits to pulling it away, you can let her have it there. Now back her up. Back, 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 back. Now bring her forward back to the spot you were at. Quickly. And now get back to her shoulder and just pet on her again. Pet her. Take your time here. Now just reach for her leg slowly. wait for her to commit to it, or soften. She'll choose one of the two.
Well, this is the best I've ever done, so.
There, put it down when she quits fighting. Perfect. All right, so I think I see another issue that's going on beyond just the training aspect and the confidence. So let me know in the comments what you think is also going on with this horse, making it challenging for her to hold her feet up in the air. At the end of the video, I'll tell you what I think is going on of why this mare is also having trouble picking up her feet.
That's the best I ever did with that leg.
Okay, just pet her. We're not switching sides yet.
Okay.
So we're creating a pattern right now.
Okay.
Now, the timing of this is really important because we are wanting her to associate pulling her foot away or backing up with discomfort.
Okay.
Not you being there and near there.
Okay.
And so there's this gray area where you're kind of by there, you're kind of reaching for it. And if you too quickly go to the backup, the pressure of the backup gets associated with what you were just doing.
Okay.
Or when you bring her forward, if you too quickly get to that spot and reach for her leg quickly, then it won't kind of break the pattern, the bad pattern that's there, which is her backing up or pulling her foot away. What I call this kind of concept is signing them up. I want her to be committed to the bad thing, and I'm not in a hurry to fix it. I'm gonna let them fully commit to that bad thing. Okay, you did the bad thing, now I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
But I kind of want you in a different position when you correct her by backing her up.
Okay.
And then bring her back forward. And so the location of bringing her back also helps facilitate the idea of her learning a pattern.
Okay.
By bringing her right back to the location you were at when you started to pick up her foot.
All right.
So those little details seem like little details, but they're quite important when you're trying to set up this scenario.
Yeah.
To make it really clear to them. So yeah, go ahead and start again. So you take your time here, start at her shoulder. So this is part of the pattern. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If you're starting at a safe spot and then working your way down, and then softly, gently asking her to pick up her foot. And then I like how you're cupping her pastern.
Yes.
There. Yep. So that if she really wants to take it away, she can. And that little stuff, you kind of just got to stick with it until she either commits to taking it away or commits to leaving it there. Now back her up, strong. Now bring her forward. There's a lick and chew, bring her forward quickly. You want to get right back to, you want her to get relief at that spot where you were. Yep, now go back to petting. Slow your petting down, take a breath. Reach for that leg. Slowly there, take your time there. Now set it down. Perfect.
Very good.
Very nice. Hey, if you guys would like to see more detailed training videos and be able to ask me specific questions about your horse, you're going to want to join my Patreon page. It's only $10 a month. You're going to get a lot out of it. We post a new video every Wednesday and even do monthly challenges. Go ahead and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let's get back to the video. I mean, that's a real good starting point. Like even that amount of time up in the air.
Right.
If she let a farrier do that, which that's the other crazy one, like she got nervous just me walking up.
I know.
And that would kind of be another variable that you could play with is, and this is probably something you're going to need for other horses. Horses that are this sensitive, like the ones that you're working with a lot here.
Yes.
You're going to have to also get them used to, you're there with them, and then have somebody else approach, but make it a positive experience before it's a got to experience.
Okay.
A got to is the vet's here, the farrier's here.
Right.
Something's got to get done. One person's holding the horse, the other person's going to work on the horse. And a lot of horses have trouble with new people, but also with just two people being there, being around them.
That's her.
Yeah, and one thing you probably want to get in the habit of doing is being on the same side. So if the vet or farrier is on this side, you're going to be on this side. They can feel more claustrophobic and go to a fight response if you're on both sides of the horse, more than they would if you're on one side.
Come on. Come on.
Go ahead and set it down. Great job.
Thank you, sweetheart.
So that didn't take too much. Just show me kind of where you're at with the hind feet. Same thing, just start at her shoulder, and you're going to use the same kind of system and pattern of petting her there, kind of establishing a starting point. And I like to keep my hand on them the whole time so there's contact. And you start up high and work your way down. And when you're trying to tame hind legs, if they want to move them and fidget around, I try to run my hand down and take it off before they move their foot. So there you were too long on it.
Yep.
See if you can put your hand on it again and take your hand off before she moves it. I'd just leave her there. She's found a standstill. Just run your hand down it and take it off before she, yeah. So that was the starting point. So you're kind of at her hock. Good. Test it a little further. Good. And when you're trying to get a horse ready to handle their feet, the better this step is of petting them without picking them up, the better the picking up goes.
Okay.
So this step is probably the most important part of the whole thing.
Okay.
There's very few horses that if you can pet their legs really easily, like very confidently, they're very okay with it and they know the pattern, they trust that then really struggle to let their foot be in the air.
Okay. Should I stay down there a little bit longer?
You could try. Super. Super. She's being great. Okay, and then cup it around and do it a little higher this time. That's it. Drop it. Don't try to hold it. All you're doing is teaching her that when you cup it, you want her to unload the weight, and that's it.
So as soon as she pulls up, let it go?
Yeah, as soon as she takes the weight off that foot, you're going to release your hand.
Okay.
And then go back to petting. So you release your hand from asking her to move it to petting. You should be petting right now. Because you want to constantly be reinforcing that I'm just petting your legs, handling them, keeping her defense systems down.
Okay. Rub all the way down?
Yep. And just rub her leg again. There, she's actually licking and chewing and getting relief with you petting her there. So now go ahead and retreat back to her front. So that to me was a moment of acceptance and understanding. She licked and chewed and got relief while you were petting her. Very nice.
Come back?
Yep, now retreat back to her head. Just hold it steady. And I would be slightly above the fetlock there. Yeah, now pet her again.
Again?
Yep.
Right here?
Yep, nice and soft. Just hold it, you're just waiting on her. Don't try to make it happen. Just wait for her to change her weight. She's letting down there. There. Yeah, but even if she stepped over, that's okay, starting point.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of tolerating you having your hand on her with an intention to yield or do something there.
Right.
So that's progress.
Again?
Yep. Go ahead and see if you can pick up a front foot again. I just want to see the bottom of it. All right. Well, so that's the program. It's that simple.
All right.
If you do that consistently, you know you're gonna that will be the breakthrough. You needed a contrast to what you were doing. You got her confidence in your kind of feel and timing as far as it could go, without showing her the other side of the coin, which is it's going to be uncomfortable if you keep taking your foot away. And so now you have an option there to help that feel more comfortable. But I think now we need to start thinking about getting more serious about trying to trim her feet. So at this point, we have a few things working against us. Number one is time. They've been trying to get this mare's feet trimmed for 8 weeks. She's needed her feet trimmed a long time ago. And at this point, they're starting to curl up and they're also starting to split. And there's a big crack down the front of one of the hooves. And so the situation is kind of turning into what we would call a got-to situation. And so she's already learned to pull her foot through. And so in the next clip, you're going to see me use a strategy to kind of help work through that moment where she can't just pull her foot away when she needs it. Also keeping in mind that we've come to the conclusion that we've got to get her front feet trimmed today because I have the best chance of being able to do it. Now you should also know that I was a farrier. I went through a farrier school when I was 15 years old, and so I am qualified to trim her feet. I'm doing the best I can. The only tool that they had available for me was a pair of nippers, so we're doing the best we can with what we have to work with, and this is how it goes. So this might get a little exciting, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her foot up in the air, and then I'm going to wrap the rope around her forearm so that she can't just pull her foot away when she wants to. Once she gets comfortable with that, I'll release it, and we'll do that a couple times until she can kind of stand there. But otherwise, it's not really possible for me to hold the foot like this and nip. It doesn't work. And I think if there's two of us in here, you're trying to hold the foot and I'm trying to nip it, it just doesn't really work. But once she can't take her foot away when she wants to, she's going to be bothered. Yeah. You're okay. The interesting thing is she's getting gentler as we do this with me. And so I might have a better chance of trimming it without having to have the ropes on it. But the thing is, with trimming them, she needs to leave it up long enough to get some work done, because you got to be able to pick out the mud that's in there, and then you got to be able to nip it off correctly. Good girl. By the time we're done doing this, we may very well be able to I'll try it. I'll try to just hold it up with my legs and get it done. So I'm releasing on this one because that time she licked and chewed while it was up in the air. She got relief there. And I feel like it'd be more productive to go ahead and teach her the same thing on the other side now.
Sure.
And there's other ways to do this, but I like this way because I can, once I put slack in it, they can have it back. So if things get too Western. All right, I think we're ready.
Awesome.
About to find out anyway. Okay, so you're gonna hold her. We're gonna see what we can get done with just picking her foot up. Can block her there a bit. Not in front of her, just pick up feel on the halter.
Okay.
Oh, these are.
I was going to say that's probably the first time that's been picked in God knows how many years.
Yep.
Does it look like that?
Uh-huh. The problem is it's not just all hoof wall. Right now I got to get to the hoof wall.
Wow.
Nipping out. So she's not thin-soled.
Well, that's a good thing.
She might, yep. Oh, I'm so glad we got good nippers.
Are they decent?
Yep, very.
Cool. See, you're still alive. Thank you so much, man. I'm so grateful. You have no idea.
Yeah, happy to help. You can back her up. Back her up, mean it, mean it, mean it. Now bring her forward. That's good. So when you can see the foot again, you'll see that I notched out where that crack was starting to relieve the pressure there.
Okay.
And I could make it look halfway pretty if I had a hoof knife. Very gnarly. Take a look at it. But hopefully she's more comfortable.
Well, I'm sure she will be. Thanks so much again.
She's a sweet horse. She wants to be good.
I know she does. I know she does. Good girl.
Let's see if we can. She needs a hoof knife there. But a farrier could work on her now.
Okay.
They would. I mean, it would take a minute for him to get in there.
Yep.
But you got a starting point, and you can progress it and just having other people come pet her and all that. So
I just gotta.
But she's going to be way more comfortable there. So your homework is she's got to get more comfortable with a second person approaching.
Okay.
Okay, because when the farrier's here, when the vet's here, that's when she's going to get skeptical when there's two people trying to work on her.
Yeah.
And so it's not enough just to have somebody else play with her. It's like, no, you should be here, and then somebody else should come in and just say hi, pet her, give her a cookie, you know, let that become a good thing. And the more frequently you could do that in a session, the better. Make a program of that, 5 days, you know, or whatever.
Okay.
Second one is you have to release her to handling the feet. So you're going to set that up by doing some hindquarter yields, doing a little bit of work first, but waiting until she relaxes and settles, and then go to the feet.
Okay.
Okay. Always your baseline is going to be rubbing her legs.
Okay.
The better she gets at that, the better everything else goes, for sure, especially with the hind feet. And I would use the back up on the front feet, and I'd use the hindquarter yield with the hind feet.
Okay.
And just keep progressing it. Once you can get them in the air, so it's rubbing the legs down, step one.
Yep.
Step two is get them to unload the weight.
Okay.
Step three is for the hind leg is to bring it forward.
Okay.
And then release it. Bring it forward and release it. When you bring it forward, they're loading up, getting ready to kick.
Uh-huh.
And so they're more comfortable in that position.
Okay.
It's harder to extend the leg out behind them because they're more vulnerable. They got to first pull it back and then they can kick.
Right.
So when you're working with a horse on their feet, the more you can bring it forward before you try to take it out the back, the better it's going to be.
Okay.
And just work towards those positions.
Okay.
So to me, she also seems uncomfortable in her hindquarters. She's changing the weight a lot, shifting the weight back and forth between her hind feet when her front feet are in the air. And so I think this is contributing to her being challenging with her front feet. It's not just that, it's also behavioral and her getting more confident. But I did encourage them to look into this further and have a vet come out and see if there's something else that they can do to help this horse get more comfortable from a physical standpoint. We do have to follow through with getting her front feet trimmed because they're so long that that's going to cause other problems down the road. And so there's a few different aspects that we have to look into with this horse. Yep.
Well, fantastic, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Keep up the good work.
I really appreciate it.
You're doing a
Thanks.
great job, and
I'm trying.
it was great to be able to help this horse. I think she's a sweet horse. She's scared, and especially at her age, to be turning loose to the things that we were throwing at her today in that amount of time is really kudos to her because she wants to be gentle. She wants to be quiet. She's not trying to be difficult. She just probably had a bad deal for quite a few years, and the age is against us because she's got more years not being with people than being with people. But you're really doing a great job with her, and so keep up the good work.
Thanks for that, man. I appreciate it.
All right, if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.